I don't have a problem with killing people, but I do have a problem with killing people that need to be killed. And I will admit, we have been going off awfully half-cocked lately.
Much like my introduction into this campaign in general, I'm interested. I'm a follow.
You speak in riddles. You speak as if I should know what you need me to do, but you've never once have told me what you desire of me to do.
I gave you power because you gave me love.
What is happening to me?
That's more of a reason to celebrate his death as he lived. You know what I'm saying? Just give me another one.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another session of Songs from the Abyss, where being ugly and having swords is just enough of a justification for us to traumatize an entire town. I am your DM, aka your daddy mommy, Ernell Pearson. Alongside my brethrens, it is Devin, Brevin, the dude. Okay, he did it. Oh my god, I hate that so much. We also have the Hellfire and Brimstone, Garrick Bartholomew Eaton.
I wish I was still on vacation.
Oh my god, the man who's always on vacation, it is DJ Simpix.
What it do, baby?
What it do, baby? We also have our bestest friend, Sam, aka Pumpmaster Drex.
Trying to figure out how I would shoot an arrow like Magic Johnson on that pass. So
yeah, that checks out. That checks out fairly clearly, my friend. We also have, lastly but not leastly, it is my little Thai peanut. It's Xander.
What's up? Insert quippy statement here.
Sure, man. Sure, I guess.
All right.
Thank you for that, Xander. You are appreciated. Guys, we are here with session 15 this time of 15? Songs from the Abyss. That's right, baby. We're here for our 15th episode, and it is going to be a fun one. But before we get into it, some housekeeping for you guys. We have Summer Game Fest 2025 coming up next week, our live reactions to that bad boy. We're going to be at 1:45 Pacific Standard Time on June 6th, Friday. We'll be here live on youtube.com/goodkrakenpods for all of you guys. So please come in, hang out with us. If you love video games the way that we love video games, come in, enjoy that. We'll be having a good time. We'll be having a guest appearance from our boy here, Pumpmaster Drex. Sam, he wants to come in and hang out and watch some video games with us. So that'll be a fun time. We love Summer Game Fest and Game Awards. It is a good time. So, Sam, we do have to ask, do you have a blazer? You have a blazer of some sort?
No, we don't do that.
We do Hawaiian shirts for some reason.
No, for sure. But I'm asking for future reference. Do you have a blazer, Sam?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have a Hawaiian shirt?
I mean, not right now, but I easily get one.
Okay.
I can get. I have a button up that's really nice.
Floral print, just floral print anything. So,
no, I'll go get one. I'll just get a cheap ass one from Walmart.
Okay.
I'm actually disrupting the Hawaiian shirt this year. I got this. I found this. I found it at the thrift shop.
First, you're doing this shit.
It's on brand.
You're gonna ruin it.
It's Hello Kitty. It's Hello Kitty and My Hero Academia cross in like a Hawaiian floral print kind of pattern.
Oh well, that's not really. That's not okay. It's still floral.
For a second, I thought we were about to fight.
Yeah,
that's a Hawaiian shirt with extra steps. That's all that is.
Sometimes you need some extra steps for some Hawaiian. You know what I'm saying, right? Garrick?
My dad just got a Hawaiian shirt, but instead of floral print, it's like Amos and their dogs. Everywhere.
Listen, that's actually
I can confirm that my Hawaiian shirt is going to be more Hawaiian than the live adaptation of Lilo and Stitch.
Oh yeah, that's not hard. That's not hard.
Which is not hard to do.
Unfortunately. Guys, we also have some new episodes for you guys. Session 14 is out and live. You guys want to backtrack and watch that is out for you guys. We also have a new episode of the Shipwreck Show. Xander's brand new show. That's not a brand new show, but Xander is brand new on the show.
The Xander Show.
And we did our part 1 of our Disney animated movie rankings. You guys can catch that on YouTube and your podcast service of choice. We're sorry about death ratio. Unfortunately, Devin was not feeling too hot, and none of the rest of us were available that evening, so we decided to cancel that episode. On vacation. Yes, exactly. So we canceled that episode, and we're going to be just sliding right into our Summer Game Fest predictions next week for you guys. So that will be a fun one. Gentlemen, without any further ado, let us get into it. Fellas, during your last session, you confronted the creature in the town square of Phandalin, and warding off his potential attack, Leon and Cloud leapt in to attack themselves, only to find out that the creature was the town's eccentric message courier known as Global. To the town's horror and dismay, the party retreated into the inn for the night, where Toblin offered to clean up Global's corpse. As you wind down, Cloud starts to notice a strangeness to Boris's skin, an eerie astral-like glow, and an even eerier cleanliness, considering the group's recent escapades. With Moonwind and Cloud curiously following, Boris runs to an upstairs restroom in pursuit of a mirror to witness this with his own eyes. Cloud notes that he might have only seen it because of the moonlight, to which they both head outside, where Boris has glowed like a night sky. Back upstairs, Moonwind stumbles upon an uncomfortable sound emanating from the room that Leon had tucked into, only to find what could be explained as an incredibly uncomfortable conversation between Leon and a being made of smoke and darkness. Moonwind, in a drunken shock, stumbles a bit too far into the doorway, interrupting the conversation and sending the shadow out through the room's window. The two then join the remainder of the group back in their room, and for a moment, the weight of the world seems to lift off all of your shoulders just before you close your eyes and sleep calls into the night. Before we kick things off officially here, today Leon has heroic inspiration. You get one heroic dicer, advantage on one roll of your choice to apply whatever you would like to, only for today's session.
Sounds good, good sir.
My fine sirs, with the smell of flowers, summer grass, and the market's morning cooking gently blowing into the room, your eyes slowly begin to crack open. The piercing break of sunlight stretches across from the window to the door of the room, illuminating the dust that's floating in the air around you. And as the sound of Phandalin's day-to-day life stirs outside of the walls of Stonehill Inn, you all begin to sit up from your beds, sore and cluttered with bruises and aches. Moonwind and Jackal both feel a low, sort of beating pulse from behind your eyes as you look upward into that beating sunbeam going across the room. You can feel this ache growing in the back of your head. Leon stands up, and along with Cloud, who is with a big stretch, sort of standing up from his chair and sort of does the cat shake off of all the dust that's on his fur. And Cloud goes and grabs his coat and brushes it off before slipping his arms into the armholes of his jacket. And then Boris, who seemingly was already putting on his boots, looks over towards the door and back to all of you, and then looks out the window to see the town's life sort of shuffling about in the Phandalin town square. And then he turns back to all of you in the room and just sort of leans back against the wall with his arms crossed. And your day has now begun. You can hear people downstairs rummaging in the inn. What could arguably be Pip, Gilly, and Toblin rummaging around in the inn itself. And you all now have a brand new day, a brand new adventure ahead of you. What do you all do?
I'm gonna look at Moonwind and just kind of give him a...
Well, I'm not feeling too hot.
What do you mean
Right.
you're not feeling too
I'm-
hot?
Oh, I was asking the DM. I'm a little out of sorts because I drank a lot last night, right?
Correct. You and Jack.
All right. So I'm gonna look over at Leon and be like, hair of the dog, and I go downstairs. I'm
gonna follow you down there.
Beat this hangover with another one, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a quick inventory check on myself. I want to make sure I'm sorted out before we leave.
Jackal, what are you doing?
So I went back to my room, right? That's what, like.
No, you
Or
crashed
did
in the rented
crashed
room.
into-
Yeah, Leon ended up taking your room before you could.
Yeah, I get up. I'm like, what the hell, man? Oh, man. Ugh. And I walk downstairs. Jackal's the drinks last night doesn't affect him that much this morning. He's just kind of like, just tired.
Sure.
So he hits down. Gets back to the like the bottom floor of the tavern and just takes a seat, just chills.
Cloud, what about you?
Is there any food left from last night?
There is. There are a number of plates sort of skewed across the kitchen counters downstairs that never got eaten. One specifically that is still immaculately clean is Boris's plate that he left there for himself and never got back to. But there are some plates of half-eaten food, partially eaten food, a couple plates that were not eaten at all, but were like not really plated, if you will. Yes, there is some.
I'm just going to, as I head downstairs, I'll just grab like the fullest plate of food and just go find some place to sit and eat.
Okay. And so you all, Moonwind, who rushes downstairs, tries to find the closest bin that he can find. And Moonwind, if you could please roll me a Constitution check.
All right. Motherfucker's gonna make me puke. Hold on. It's a 4.
Ralph it! Fucking Ralph it, dude! Let's go!
So Moonwind goes to try to find the closest bin that he can. And he's running down the bottom of the stairs into the middle of the inn sort of lobby there. And there's two people at the counter talking to Toblin at the counter. And Pip and Gilly are sort of running in circles around the lobby itself, kind of chasing each other and playing. And Moonwind runs up to the counter, and Toblin looks over, and he says, "You good boy? What's wrong with ya?" And Moonwind kind of leans over the counter and, making eye contact with the two guests that are trying to check in, vehemently blows chunks all over the man that is standing at the counter in front of Toblin. And he, in sort of not raggedy clothes, not necessarily high class clothes either, in sort of just a brown vest and a white button-up shirt underneath it, is now covered in last night's meal, in Moonwind's dismay, in just everything that Moonwind has
drunken
just
master.
blown. And he looks down, looks back at Moonwind, and says, "I'm never coming back here again." And he grabs his wife, and they both run out the door. To which Toblin,
I'm so sorry. I didn't.
to which Toblin sort of, with his hand over his head, says, "Oh, fuck me." And he looks
Do I see
over.
this happening?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Toblin looks up at Moonwind. He says, "I don't know how much I have to fucking put up with all of you. You're lucky I love you boys. Where is Jackal?
Last I remember, he was upstairs.
And Leon and Jackal come down the stairs. And Leon kind of getting his jacket straightened out is, getting things ready to go, cleaning himself up, getting his hair nice and, wavy and crazy, slicked into position. And Jackal's sort of making sure that his gear is on his legs and stuff. And Toblin looks over at Jackal and says, "Oi! I need to talk to you in the back real quick."
Ah, shit, what did I do this time?
Come on, lad, come on. And Toblin and Jackal sort of merge into the back room where Toblin is typically found sort of rummaging and throwing things around. And Cloud and Boris slowly make their way behind Leon and Jackal making their way down the stairs. Cloud goes directly into the kitchen to grab a plate of food, and Boris sort of sees Pip and Gilly and the two kids as Boris takes his last step down to the bottom of the stairs. The kids look up at him and say, "Oh, Mr. Boris, good morning." And they run up to him and start grabbing his legs and try to climb up on him. And they're laughing and they're giggling and such. And they say, "Mr. Boris, where are you going today?"
I'll look at the party and just be like, "Where are we going today? I also need arrows. I only have 4.
In Toblin from the back room, you can hear him holler, "That's what we're figuring out!"
Yes, I think I too need to recoup some supplies after the adventure we had yesterday.
You need to recoup some supplies, eh?
What is that supposed to mean?
Are you soliciting him for sex?"
And Pip and Gilly
Honestly,
look
This
up.
is so
last
daft.
night.
I have no interest in this conversation.
Did we not? Did I dream that?
Pip and Gilly look over at each other, and Pip is like, "What sex?" And Gilly's like, "I don't know." And they can just move back into the lobby and start.
I'm gonna rush up to. No! You didn't hear that. You didn't hear. He meant sect, like a sect of a religion, help me out here. Oh, my head's woozy.
And Cloud sort of walks in with this plate of food in his hand, and he's just one massive rib and the other, just chomping the meat off this bone clean off. And he's got about the collective 8 ribs that were on all of the other plates on this one plate stacked onto itself. And he's ripping the meat off one after another and just tossing the bone back on the plate. And Cloud walks up to Pip and Gilly.
I want to interrupt that a little bit. I want to try to snatch one real quick.
Sure. So Boris kind of as Cloud is walking up to Pip and Gilly, Boris sort of very quickly grabs one off as Cloud is walking by him. And Pip and Gilly look up at Cloud and they say, "Do you know where you're going today?"
There's been talks about a hunting lodge.
Honestly, I'm just gonna stare at the children while I'm eating my food and be like, and just go find a seat.
I am gonna go over and pour myself a glass of alcohol, just a small one, like hair of the dog, because I'm a masochist, and I'm gonna take a swig of it, and then I'm gonna pour a little bit into my hand, and I'm gonna say, "Au sus." And I'm casting False Life on myself to just add some temporary hit points on me.
Oh, he's extended hit points for your character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because it just lasts forever.
So, Jackal and Toblin in the back room. Toblin kind of wipes all the stuff off this like table that's back there and just throws it onto the floor. And when he does, he sort of picks up this scroll, this rolled paper that is up next to the table, and he lays it down onto the table in front of Jackal and Boris there. Jackal and Toblin. And he looks at Jackal and says, "Right. This is where we are. This is Phandalin. Everywhere else outside of Phandalin is where I need you guys to be."
I'm gonna walk over.
So let me get this straight. You're saying, are you implying what I think you're implying? Because I think you're saying you want us to get the fuck out of here, and I think you could just say that.
I'm not saying that I don't care about you, boy. I'm not saying that I don't want you and your friends here, but I am saying there's fucking problems, and you guys are at the center of it. Cloud.
Do I overhear any of this while I'm eating?
Yeah, for sure. You guys can hear Toblin and Jackal in the back talking.
Oh, perfect. Excellent. I'm just going to pipe in like an absolute mouthful of food. Just, we overstayed, bro. Welcome. Sorry, chewing a bit much. I think killing that thing outside overdid it. We need to go. And I'm just gonna keep eating.
Hey, you shut your mouth. It's an A and B conversation. I don't see you. And C stands for cat. I don't see you in it.
Moon,
I'm pretty sure the plan includes all of us.
I'm just overlooking all of this, like looking at the map and all of you guys, and just.
All right, so, okay. Well, I understand what you're saying. Okay, now hear me out. Hear me out. Right? We're here, right? But who saved the people from them orc motherfuckers that just, came around and, remember that? We did that for y'all. And then we also...
Was that before or after they slaughtered several villagers?
Hey, sometimes, win some, lose some, but we won more than we lost. So I think that's a win.
Moonwind literally died.
And Moonwind kind of comes into the room with Toblin and Jackal.
During all that, I was pouring myself one last goblet of ale or whatever he has as his.
Can I yank that from you? You had enough of this, buddy.
No. I'm fucking full Heisman. Nope.
No, please. Please, both of you roll me strength checks, please.
All right, strength check.
That is going to be a 19 total.
That's fucked up. I got an 11.
So
straight up, okay.
So Moonwind pulls his arm out, and he's kind of sipping it at the same time, trying to keep Jackal out of reach. He's just kind of holding himself up, and Jackal's like trying to grab just like the handle of the cup as much as he can. And finally, Jackal just gives up, and throws his hand up.
Yeah. I just need a little to level me up.
While this is going on, I would like to, while they're altercating over said mug, I would like to sneak up behind Moonwind and try to take said mug while he's trying to focus on Jackal not taking said mug.
Give me a stealth check.
Excellent.
I'm just going to continue drinking my glass I poured for
17.
Okay, yeah. So Cloud, he kind of, without his plate in his hand now, left at the seat of the chair that he was sitting on, comes into the room and sees Moonwind and Jackal sort of kerfuffling back and forth a little bit for a second. And as Jackal just sort of throws his hands up in the air, Moonwind goes back to take another sip and notices that the cup is gone from his hand and looks up over at Cloud, where Cloud, while staring Moonwind in the eyes, takes a slow swig of the mead right in front of him. and then puts the cup down on the counter. And Toblin, who's now his hands are just covering his face, says, I need Boris. Get Boris in here. Fucking hell. Where is Boris?
I look at Cloud, by the way. I look at Cloud. Go on with it. I was already fine with it. I'm good. I'm good now. I'll be outside. I'm gonna walk outside, get some fresh air.
Smart choice.
I just walk directly out the front door. Like I'm just gonna hang out just outside the inn and just kind of take in the fresh air and just chill out there. So,
Boris, you respond to Toblin's call to you.
Oh yeah, of course.
So Boris walks into the room, and Toblin's kind of looking down at the map that's on the table, and he says, "Oh, good, it's good that you hit it. Come here." And Jacqueline, Boris, and Leon are sort of looking over this map on the table, and Leon is sort of leaning against the wall at the entry of the back room here. And Toblin goes, "Okay, listen. I'm not saying you guys can't stay here. And I understand that you've done a lot for the people here, and we get it. I'm thankful that you all were here when you weren't here. But the people here have a perspective of you, okay? And I need you guys to understand that that can only go on for so long before you guys are at danger. And I can't save you any longer if you guys are in danger with the people here. So we need to figure something out."
I'm gonna chime in. What do the people need?
They need you fucking gone, mate.
Sounds like we need to kill a dragon, boys.
And as Leon says that, Moonwind, who is outside, sees a sort of uppity dressed woman who's probably about 5 feet tall, big poofy white hair, glasses sort of sitting at the bridge of her nose. And she's got this nice coat, tight pants, and sort of heeled boots on. And she's probably 50, leaning into her 60s age. And she's sort of walking in this very upright, stoic sort of position. She almost like she's floating, sort of comes up to the doorway of the inn, and she looks up at Moonwind and says, "I am looking for a Jackal and Boris."
Oh shit.
Those names do sound familiar. Can you describe them to me?
Are you not going to help me or not?
I'm trying to.
I don't have enough time for this. And she sort of just like walks by Moonwind and just slams the door open with one hand still sort of on her jacket, holding it up, and one arm on the door. She walks in, and
I follow right behind, by the way. I follow right behind. Oh, wait! Jackal, Boris, this woman's looking for you!
Oh my fucking god, man.
And Toblin, sort of like in shock, goes, "Who the fuck is that?" And looks over at Jackal and says, "All right, then, come on, let's go." And sort of shoves all of you out of the back room. And Toblin comes out to the main lobby and sort of stands at the counter, and he goes, "Ah, Elizabeth, what are you doing here?" And she sort of, again, like floating, sort of shimmies her way up to the counter. And she says, "Harbin Wester requests the guest audience of Jackal and Boris."
Fuck, I forgot about that guy.
I'm gonna
Boris.
overhear
I
this,
think we all forgot about him, honestly.
and I'm going to tighten my gloves, and I'm just like, anywhere Jacqueline Boris goes, I go as well.
Nah, man, this is our business, man. You know, you consider that you can babysit Moonwind. You know what I'm saying? You probably need someone.
I'm no
You know, me
babysitter.
and Boris, we got this. Yeah.
As they're having this conversation, I'll step out and go meet this woman.
I'm
You know what? I can do
following
it solo, Boris. You know, you don't have to do it. You know what I mean?
I'm just following.
I could just say
I'm
you
just
died in a
ignoring.
fire or something.
I'm ignoring the
I
shit
got it.
out of him.
Yeah, I'm just following Boris. That's it.
Yeah.
So-
I'll go and meet her.
As Boris steps out into the lobby, she sort of, with her nose up, turns her head towards Boris and Jackal and says, yes, there you are. Let us go. And she sort of just in one motion turns around, facing towards the door, and very quickly shimmies off outside the door again.
I'm just following Boris.
I'm gonna wait for everybody to come and follow. Yeah.
I'll pick up my plate, and I'll just, as I walk out the door, I'll just kind of shout to Toblin, I'll bring this back.
I'm gonna look back at Toblin. I'm just
still
gonna
eating.
say, thank you for everything.
Moonwind, what do you do?
I'm just gonna stumble while following everyone.
And Toblin, as you all leave, Toblin sort of just puts his hands on the counter. And Moonwind, as he sort of looks over his shoulder with all of you leaving out the door, sees Toblin just as you guys sort of walk off into the southern part of Phandalin. And you guys, a few buildings down and over, approach the large reddish maroonish color building that Boris and Jackal are all too familiar with. All with boarded up windows, papers covering them, large 2x4 planks of wood nailed to the front door, and the windows look just in disarray. There's wood on them that's like plank. The nails are not even nailed in correctly. There's a stack of old mail and full containers of milk that was delivered to his front door that is completely untouched and now soured. Harbin still has not left his house, and Jackal and Boris very much can tell as they reapproach the house here. And Boris and Lee sort of comes up to the front door of Harbin Wester's home and sort of looks back at Jackal, and you both sort of just make like a shrugging gesture toward each other. And unbeknownst to you, who knows if he's even home here, but you both sort of understand, well, I guess we can give this a shot. This seems to be the place that makes the most sense. So Boris then goes to knock on the front door. And Boris, as his last sort of hand leaves the last knock of the door, you guys hear this immediate sort of like things moving around, and like someone inside sounding like they were suddenly scared by this knock. And you hear, who's there? Who's there?
Who is this man, Boris?
The mayor.
And the voice, the moving, starts to get closer and closer to the door from behind it. And when it does, it sort of shift. You can hear the steps sort of shift upward towards the door. And when you do, you finally hear the sort of heavy breathing come up. And from behind it, you hear, "All right, who's bothering me now?"
Well, why don't you turn and look?
And the door just sort of shakes a little bit, and the voice, now right directly behind the door, goes, "Well, I only asked for 2 people to be here. Are you those 2 people?"
Yep.
Yep, 2 of us are.
Did you do it? Did you do it?
What do we need to do again? What was it? I turned the board. I'm like, what was it?
Save a Dabra?
Oh yeah. No. Do it. Oh, we say the monster. The monster. We did the monster. Yes. Yes. Yes, we did.
The beast.
Where's your proof?
One of you guys took something from it. That's all I remember.
Wait, check it. Like Jack was just checking his bag. Just rummaging through it. I thought I gave it to you. Did I give it to you?
I didn't take anything from it. Someone did.
God damn it. Damn it. Do I have it? I can't remember if I have it or not.
You do, yes.
I did.
You have the bone of the manticore that Throgris had given to you guys.
There. Yep. Found it. Here you go. Bone of the beast right here.
And
Now it stinks.
you're kind of like holding it up, and it clicks to you that he's not opening the door. You're just standing there holding it. And he goes, yes, slide it under.
What? Slide it under?
Slide it under the door. Come on.
Why don't you just come out and, take it?
Cloud, yes.
What sort of shape is this door in?
It's in pretty impeccable shape. Like it is the door of a house that is far grander than the other homes that are here in Phandalin. Moonwind, go ahead.
Hi. I want to drunkenly run straight into the door to try and bust it down.
Can I stop him before he does it, please?
Let's do this. Because Leon's not gonna have cat-like reflexes like that. So I will say, Xander, roll me a strength check firstly.
Okay. Ooh, 19.
Okay.
Ooh.
And let's have you both just like roll for initiative.
Okay.
So that's going to be you plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay. That's gonna be 17.
That's exactly what I got.
Oh.
Like, I'm not even joking. That's exactly what I got.
No way.
Okay. Then let's,
Okay. Can I maybe? No. You, daddy, mommy. You do the daddy, mommy thing.
let's have you roll again. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Okay.
I got 19. God damn it! I got 19 too.
So Moonwind, who Leon kind of sees Moonwind shuffling for a second in like the corner of his peripheral vision, and Moonwind is just kind of, and just as he goes to step to run towards the door, Leon goes to try to grab him, and his fingers just very quickly graze the back of Moonwind's shoulder. And Moonwind at full bore goes running at this door. And when he does, he goes leaning his shoulder in, slams into the door. And Moonwind, roll me a constitution check, please.
Okay. 18.
Okay. So Moonwind goes running into the door, lowers his shoulder, charges into it, and with a loud thud, just bounces off the door. And you guys can see dust just plume off of the door onto him. And Moonwind, who like feels like the wincing pain of the injury he still is healing from on his shoulder, kind of leans over in pain in front of Jackal, Boris, and Cloud, who are just sort of standing there watching him like, okay.
That wasn't a good idea, was it?
And Harbin behind the door goes, "What was that? What was that? What are you
Nothing,
doing?"
man. It was the wind.
"The wind? You play me a fool?
Kind of. Yeah, kind of.
Give me the proof."
Sorry, this
Well,
man tripped
I'm holding out
outside.
the
Come on, get this
proof.
Gumbean out of his house.
I'm holding out the proof. You just gotta open the door and look at it. That's all you gotta do, and I'll give it to you.
"If you want your gold, you will give me the proof. Sign it under the
All
door."
right, slide the gold. You know what? Here, how about this? Slide the gold out first, and I'll slide you the proof. Don't worry.
How does the bone even fit underneath that door?
Fine,
Man, just let
fine,
you room for a second.
fine. I shall be agreeable. And you can sort of hear him from behind the door pull out this small coin purse. And he sort of, after jingling it around a little bit, you can hear him open it, and he goes, "One." And you see this coin sort of roll out from underneath the door.
Oh my god.
2. And he rolls out one more.
I'm gonna grab the
Hey.
bone.
Can I look for any other entrance into this building? I'm so sick of this shit. I am so sick of this motherfucker. This is supposedly the mayor of this town, and we have been through so much shit trying to protect these fucking people.
As
He hasn't
these
done
rolling
jack shit.
coins through under the door, I'm also counting them as well. It's like, okay, 1, 2.
Boris, you grab the bone from Jackal. What are you doing with it?
Can I slide it under the door?
You can, yes.
Wow! We haven't counted all
I'm
the
gonna
money
slide.
yet.
I'm gonna slide it under the door.
This is bad business, man. I told you, we're never going on any type of drug runs. Not with you, man.
In Harbin, you can hear him sort of stop counting for a second, stop moving. From behind the door, you hear, "Oh, so you do have it. Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Oh, all right then, all right. I can agree." And you guys sort of hear more rummaging from behind the door and things moving around again. The footsteps sort of walk away from the door. And you hear it.
I walk around to the side of the building and start taking a piss.
You hear it
I,
almost as if the steps are moving up a stair set, going upstairs to the top of floor of the house. And when you do, you suddenly hear this weird wrenching. And from the roof of the home, you see this big arm mechanism sort of slowly move
Fucking
out.
crane. He's got a little crane.
And at the tip of the arm is a little hook. And on the hook is a little golden pouch with red trim, almost looking silken. And you hear more wrenching, and the hook begins to slowly move downward to all of you at the front door.
Is Elizabeth still with us, or did she go elsewhere?
She's sort of standing at the bottom front steps of the door, just sort of looking nose up off to the side.
I would like to ask her if I could, since we put our lives in danger, I would like to ask for a bell and some silver wire if they have it.
Xander, if you could, for Moonwind, roll me a perception check, please. And Boris goes up to Elizabeth, who is just sort of standing there solemnly. What'd you get, Moonwind?
17 plus 2, which is 19.
Lovely. So Boris goes up to Elizabeth and requests the spell and silver wire, and Elizabeth turns her head just ever so slightly towards Boris and says, "Do I look like a shop to you?"
No, but there's probably a lot of things in there. Do you have them or not?
And she sort of turns away and she goes, "Nobody is allowed in the home of Harbin Wester.
Not even you?
Not even me." and she just sort of scuttles away again as if she's floating. And Moonwind, who is kind of taking this piss next to the house, is sort of leaning and kind of looking to see if there is
a long one,
some kind of entry point to this home, and really cannot find anything. This home is sealed shut. There's not a crack within this place.
Come on, give me something.
Boards
man.
everywhere. And so the pouch comes down and hangs just over the head of Jackal at the front door of the home. And you can hear the footsteps come back up to the front door. And he says, "Go on, collect your reward."
I grab onto the thing. It's like a little arm, right? It's like freaking.
It's like the hook from yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna tell him to make sure to count it. It's supposed to be 25 for each of us.
Well, didn't we agree that it was just us two? I mean, these other guys, they just came around. We split the money.
That's what I'm implying. What are you talking about?
I'm overhearing him. I was just like, I don't need any of your money.
Just count the fucking gold, man. Just count the gold. Just count it.
Man, everyone's
Jackal, you're
so bitchy this morning. Everyone's so bitchy this morning, man. You should have drank
What
last
happened
night.
to you? What? Who hurt you?
Grab this. I
I'm
grab
still
it.
just
I
eating.
count.
I'm like cleaning the scraps off. I'm still just cleaning the final bits
I
of
was
the
like-
plate as the entire time.
I'm
All of this has been going on.
I'm
I'm like
looking.
leaning over the fence.
I'm looking at Cloud. I'm like, is your food getting cold?
It was cold when I grabbed it.
I'm just gonna like. I'm like, watch your fingies, and I'm gonna heat the center of the plate where the scraps.
Uh,
I'm just gonna start knocking on random parts of this building.
Can I tell if I'm short? If I'm short, if he's shorting me, he's
Jackal, you go to count the coins, and when you do, you recognize there is only 23 gold coins in this pouch.
What the? Hey, there's only 23 in here.
Yes, there's 2 more under the door. I rolled them to you.
Right. Oh, I'll pick them up, put them in. Okay. Can I inspect the gold to see if it's like, if it's real?
You can, yeah. Give me a perception check, please.
Yep. Let's do it. That is 17 plus 3, 20. No, a crack ass 20.
Yeah, so you go and you do the classic little, like in the teeth move with the coin, and this gold is as real as gold gets. It is stiff. It doesn't even budge. Nothing. It's true, honest gold piece. And
Okay. So this is just one pouch of 25.
yes, sir.
Where's the other pouch for my colleague? You know, you said 25 each. This is only one.
Yes. See, the agreement was that I would give you 25 gold each if you completed your task of bringing Adabra safely home. Adabra is dead.
Well, we brought her safely home. Like, it's just she died while she was at home. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that counts. That counts. You know, and plus it's not a binding contract anyway. You said we brought her home safe. That is what we did.
Of you
That is
going
what we did.
was to ensure the safety of Adabra, who is the only person that can
You
heal
did
the
not say in
people here.
perpetuity. You did not say in perpetuity. That is not in any
I've
written
had
form.
I've had it. Disgusting. Nothing. I can't stand it. And he sort of like rummages off away from the door for a second. Moonwind.
Do I have any prior knowledge of Harbin Wester at all? Because I was in this town before they all showed up and I was performing.
Correct.
So
No, because Harbin Wester's been holed up in this home for so long, you really probably only know the name because you might have overheard people talking about him, but you don't know him. You never interacted with him before. Only Jackal and Boris have.
I'm gonna lean into Jackal and be like, "Do you really want in there? Because I can get you in there."
get me in there, man.
He can get in.
I mean,
I already tried.
I mean, there won't be a door anymore, but I could get you in there.
Can't you do that? You know, you twirl your hands and blast the door open.
He is
Yeah.
a better magician.
I'm just saying, if you're frustrated, I can help.
Away
but-
with the door. Away with the
you
door.
know what? I think I think we're fine. I think you know what? I'm gonna take my gold, or sorry, look overboard. Our gold. Okay, we'll split it up evenly. You know what I mean? So
no need to do it evenly. I'll take 12. You can take the
I don't.
better half.
I'm gonna lean over. I'm
Alright.
just gonna say.
I mean, we
I
could,
think-
you know.
I think
I mean,
both
gold's
deserves
gold, man. We
fine.
can cut it in half. You know, so it's like 12 and a half each.
I-
Right? I think
I
that's
think
like duly fair.
I need to get supplies.
I think Boris did most of the damage to the Manticore, so I think he might deserve a little bit more.
I don't care.
At this point, I'm
I
just
don't
gonna start
think
walking away.
I mean, I shot that thing a bunch. You gotta admit, I shot that thing a lot of times, right?
And
A lot of
you
arrows.
guys,
Are they
I did
are
not
they all
really-
leaving? Are they all leaving?
you guys can
This is-
hear
this is a-
Harbin come back up to the door, and in his sort of frustrated voice, says, "Okay, I shall make you a deal.
Oh, a deal.
I shall
We
make
love
you a
deals.
deal.
We love deals.
I have one more ask of you. And if you shall complete this task, I shall give you 50 gold pieces."
For each of us, or like,
Do
You
I
know?
look like I'm made of money, sir?
Well, we can't see
mean,
what you look like anyway.
well,
so
we
don't
can't.
know
I
that.
can't even.
Does my
Can't even
door
see
look
you,
like
sir.
it's made of money, sir?
Yes.
I mean, you have a lot of. I mean, it's planks cost a lot of
Like
money,
rubbing
man,
my
to board
shoulder.
up.
50 gold pieces, take it or leave it.
I'll take it. We'll take it. Wait, what do we got to do?
Leon.
I'm going to finally announce myself to Harbin Wester. Mr. Wesker, this is Leon Hartswell of Baldur's Gate Private Investigations.
Wester, firstly, pronounce my name correctly.
Oh, yes. Sorry, it's hard for me to remember someone's name who won't properly introduce themselves face to face.
Oh, a sly boy! I've had it! Beasts and monsters! And he comes back to the door again. He says, "What do you want, sir?"
So,
How about what do we got to do for 50 gold?
I'm very interested in this quest that you're about to set us on, this task you're about to put onto us. But I was sent here from Baldur's Gate because your town was in trouble. There's a manticore that has been slain. You've been attacked by orcs, and there's a dragon. What has more?
Don't forget the spider.
The spider, yeah.
Yeah, we dealt with a spider that the dragon actually helped us deal with.
It took 2 sessions to run away from.
It took quite a bit. Listen, the least you could do is introduce yourself to us. And sign a binding contract on whatever task that you're about to embark us on.
Yeah, you got to slip it under the door or something. Also, I would like to ask you some personally, Mr. Weston. Okay.
Wester! Wester!
Whatever, man.
Weston, Wester.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I never mind that. What's this about?
someone who won't show their face.
You know anything about this hunting lodge?
Oh, yes. Well, actually, that plays out perfectly. Gentlemen, my course of action I need you to take involves my brother.
Your brother. You have a
I-
brother?
My brother. I have a brother who runs
Brother or brother?
a brother! Beast! Oh, bloody! My brother runs a logging
brother,
camp just outside of the forest, outside of Phandalin. It is near the river that runs across from the Sword Mountains down across into Neverwinter, and he provides logs for all of the people in the Sword Coast. We must make sure that him and his camp and his Everworldly team are assisted with provisions and brought back to the safety of Phandalin. If you go and get my brother and his men and bring them back here, I shall give you 50 gold pieces.
Slight problem. You know, speaking for the whole party here. We were tasked to not come back. Really, you know, once we leave, you know, it's kind of just one way. So I don't know if we'll be back here to collect, guys. Guys, we're being,
Let's just say,
you know.
there's been a lot of tumultuous events since we've arrived.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not the best interest of your people.
I
care about them.
have heard all about it. I've heard all about it. I hear everything that happens in Phandalin.
Yeah, sorry about Global, by the way. Kind of like that guy.
Yes.
He
he's-
drew swords on me and Cloud for
It's a
no reason,
strange-
and
no,
presented
not-
a message that
Not no
ignited
reason.
into fire.
He cannot deliver his message without using his swords as stilts. He
I think
holds
that's
himself
a
up
bad
with
gimmick.
those.
I think
Anyways, that's beside the
Fucking
point.
knew it.
If you get my brother and his men back to Phandalin, I shall clear up your reputation with the peoples here. Do not worry about it. Consider that.
What exactly?
And 50 gold.
Yes, consider your reputations an amenity to the 50 gold.
What exactly did your brother and his men get into?
They log, sir. They log. They are loggers.
What is happening there? Why do you need to send a party of adventurers?
Sir, do you know how dangerous that forest is?
That's exactly why I'm asking the question that I am.
Sir, yes, the Neverwinter Wood is a very, very dangerous place. They would not be able to make it very far from the Logos camp unless they had brave adventurers like you. Horace, go ahead.
Do I know how dangerous that place is?
Give me a history check.
I would also like to history check this.
Okay, go ahead.
17.
I got a 14 total.
Yeah, so you guys have heard tales of Neverwinter Woods and these sort of strange, dark occurrences that have come there. This isn't a wood that is drowned in darkness, no, but it is definitely a place of hiding for some mythical creatures and for some beings that are trying not to be found, because the people around here are not really warriors. They're not really crazy, strong adventurers. You do just generally know that people don't really go into Neverwinter Woods unless they're trying to hide or unless there's a real purpose for being in there because of the potential for danger.
What is the purpose for your brother and his men being in Neverwinter Wood as loggers? What is out there of value?
The Sword River runs from Ernell Mountain, runs downward through the forest, and comes out south and works its way towards Neverwinter. It is the only river that runs exclusively from the mountains directly to Neverwinter, allowing them to log and send logs downriver to the city of Neverwinter. They are loggers. They log.
Is this hunting cabin?
Oh,
Killed
yes,
on the way.
I almost forgot. The reason you asked. Falcon's Hunting Lodge. Yes, he is renowned hunter, Falcon. Renowned hunter. He's the pride and joy of Phandalin. He has a hunting lodge in the woods, and I don't really know much about it, but it's aside from the point. The only thing really I know of Falcon on any sort of personal level is he likes wine.
I do too.
Are you in need of the hunting lodge?
We may need to stop there on the way, and so I was asking if that is on the way towards Neverwinter Forest.
Yes, it is. It is a little hard to find, though. The woods are.
If I was to slide a map underneath your door, would you be willing to mark the hunting lodge for us, as well as the ideal trail to get to your brother?
I cannot. I have never been into the woods.
Do you know anybody that we could get that information from?
I don't know if anybody really knows how to find the hunting lodge. They just sort of stumble upon it. Moonwind.
Was the door weakened at all by my first attempt?
Not at all.
Fuck me, dude. Okay. Fuck this guy.
I am just
I'm over
going
this guy.
to say, sounds interesting, and then I am going to take my plate, throw it at the door, and start walking back towards town to the hunting lodge.
And
Oh, we're not leaving town yet, dude.
follow.
I need shit.
Yeah,
Like,
we
I
need to get supplies.
You guys can figure that the fuck out then. I'm on my way.
the plate
Yeah, this
crashes
is a waste of
against
time.
the door with chunks of the plate all scattering, and Harbin goes, "What was that? What was that?"
It was another gust of wind, you asshole.
Asshole.
I promise you it wasn't an eldritch blast.
And you guys,
Maybe one of these days you can grow a pair and actually help your fucking town.
and you guys see the crane arm sort of the hook sort of start to come up back to the roof, and the arm sort of turning around to the top side of the building again. And you guys sort of march onward back north towards Stonehill Inn, where Toblin is outside of the front door. And he says, "Oh, there you go, boys. Do you have a plan yet?"
Do you know anything about a hunting lodge?
Falcon? What do you have with Falcon?
We don't have an issue. We would just like to speak with him.
Speaking with Falcon, huh? Okay, well, I suppose, I don't really have much to say about it, but I've never seen him. I've never been to his hunting lodge before. I've only ever really heard tales of his hunting lodge in the woods, but I'd never be dead found in there.
Okay. And with that being said, the mayor has tasked us to find his brother and his men and bring him back to town, actually.
Oh,
And
yeah, the
out in
Wester Hub.
Neverwinter Woods.
Yes, yeah, the Wester logging camp. That's the river runs to the north side of the forest there. You might need to do some tracking to make your way through the woods, lad. There's not really like a trail that goes through there. And as he's like talking to you guys, Pip and Gilly sort of come up from behind him, and you guys can see them sort of wrap their arms around each one of Toblin's legs, and they see Boris there. And with welled up eyes, you can see them sort of looking at Boris and start to sort of whimper as Boris is standing there kind of getting his stuff ready to go. And they say, "Mr. Boris, be safe." And they're like crying and whimpering, just big sad eyes, dude.
I'm gonna look at Toblin and I'm like, I know we've asked a lot of you, but I just have two more things that I need a favor for, and they should be very small favors.
Okay.
Can you possibly mark on our map where this logging camp is, as well? Do you have any extra flasks of alcohol? Not for drinking.
I
I'm
think
gonna come up and say, "Can I get 2 for drinking?"
Ignore him.
and Tobin
Don't
looks at
ignore
Moonwind and he says, "Bloody hell, mate, you nearly cleaned me the fuck out, okay? You're not getting any more." And he looks back at Leon and he goes,
Fair enough.
"Mate, nobody really knows where any of these things are in the forest. Nobody goes in there. You guys are sort of on your own as far as information is concerned. However, I think I do have something you'd enjoy. And he sort of like turns around and you can hear him marching back into his space, and he sort of goes behind his counter, and you guys can see him because you're still outside. You're seeing him through the doorway sort of lean underneath this counter, and you hear, "Oh yes!" And he pulls out a bottle from underneath the counter and walks his way back up to the door, and he says, "I've been holding on to this for many, many years. What reason do you guys have for this?"
I don't need the whole bottle. I just need a flask. I need it as a component to cast some spells. That's really all it is.
Wine?
Wine will work. Just any type of alcohol, really. It could be fucking fermented pig's blood for all I care.
Well, that's the case. That's much cheaper. And he kind of tucks the wine back into his jacket.
Hold on. I'm not outpacing anybody. I just wanted to direct us away from that fucking asshole's house. I would like to say, didn't our friend that we are going to prefer wine? Falcon, what was that? I believe he was named.
He does. That's a good catch there, kitty cat.
And Toblin sort of stops and he goes, "Are you bringing Falcon wine?"
Should we
Maybe.
not?
Is
there any stories that we should know? Any information at all, Toblin?
And he says, "Well, I mean, I thought the man's sober."
The man told us he likes wine.
Okay, well, I mean, if it helps you lads stay safe, then I guess it's all really I can ask for. And he sort of hands it over to Cloud and says, "Take care of it, lad."
Guess I'll put it in me old backpack.
And Toblin looks over at Leon and says, "Again, sorry I couldn't really be much more of a help to you, lad, but, good luck, gentlemen." And he looks over at Jackal and he says, "You come back in one piece, okay?"
Yeah, man, I got it.
I'm gonna ask Toblin if he has a bell and silver wire.
And Toblin goes, "No, mate, there's nothing along here. You'd probably check the shop down the street, though."
I know the place. Let me take you there.
Heading there.
Cloud, Jackal, Moonwind, do you guys follow?
I am gonna go wait just outside of town and find some place to like sleep under a tree or some shit. And essentially, just wait for them to.
I'll
finish
follow
their
them.
shopping duties.
I'm kind of in the same boat as Cloud, really. I'm kind of over this whole town, really, to be completely honest. I'm done with it. I've seen the Townsmaster. I've seen that he's too chicken shit to do anything about protecting these people, and we've done everything we can to, protect people just out of the goodness of our own hearts, and have gotten shat on it for it. I might have been quite of a gombeen about it, but you know what? I'm just ready to just leave this town, so I would like to find like a nice meadowy kind of area with like a tree, maybe manufacture my own little what's it called?
Hammock.
Yeah, a hammock, and just like kind of just like chill out with a straw in my mouth, wait this hangover over.
So Cloud and Moonwind marched their way north, and they kind of find just like an area of behind the very last building of town there. It's not too far from the shop. It's actually just 2 buildings just north of the shop, and you guys find this couple of sets of trees there with some decent shade as a trail breaks off into the fields to the north. And Cloud and Moonwind, you both sort of just lean up against the tree there, and Cloud, you sort of, with one big stretch, reach your arms out and just plop down on your butt at the base of the tree. And Moonwind, you're kind of looking up at the tree, sort of figuring out how you could possibly make this happen, and you sort of start pulling branches down, break them off, and make a little bit more of a base. And you don't really have the components to make a hammock, so to speak, But you do sort of start taking off leaves and branches and stuff and sort of make yourself a nice little bed of leaves there at the base of the other tree across from Cloud. And Cloud, you sort of look over at Moonwind, and you two are sort of just not saying anything. And Moonwind shifts up a little bit to look back at Cloud, and you guys just hear the wind blowing through the breeze. What do you do?
Honestly, I'm probably just going to ignore him.
I want to, because I know he's also a monk. We've had that exchange prior to this, but we don't really know exactly about each other's backgrounds. So there's a pause. There's a moment where like I kind of like, but then I catch myself because I'm like, after everything that we've been through so far, I've learned that this man is not one for words, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not even gonna try, and then I just lay back down.
And the wind continues to blow. And we move over towards Leon, Boris, and Jackal, who walk into the Barthen's Provisions shop, just south of the north exit of the town. And as you guys walk in, Leon, you first notice that it's much quieter in here than there usually is. The two sort of knobs that are in here aren't here right now. And you don't really hear the argumenting back and forth that you had heard the last couple of times you were here. Instead, what you do hear is a little bit of a little ting, 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 ting coming from the back. What do you guys do?
Hello?
And as you call out, you hear another voice from the back go, "Oh, hello?"
Yes, we're looking for supplies.
And as you say that, you guys see this old man with this balding spot in the middle of his head and white-gray hair sort of falling all around the edges of his head. Crazy and unkept, and in front of him is this brown apron, dirtied and covered in dust and cracks and little scratches and such. And in his hands is this little tiny trinket hammer and a little ring in his other hand. And he comes out sort of in this limp. This man's maybe 70 years old. He's fairly old. And he limps out from the back and he goes, "Well, hello. What can I help you with?"
I believe you're looking for specifics.
Yeah. I need arrows, and then I need a bell and silver wire if you have it.
Well, no bell, unfortunately. I do have something here. And he sort of like turns around and he starts kind of moving some boxes and a little chest off from the side, and he pulls open this sort of like rolled up cloth. And he comes up to the counter and he rolls this cloth out on the counter, and there's a number of sort of different silver items that are strewn inside of this little sort of rolled up fabric that was there. And there's like a silver string, there's a silver chain mail, there is not the whole mail itself, but it's like pieces of chain mail. There's a sort of like silver spoon, a silver knife, silver fork, sort of making a dining set. He sort of seems to keep all of his silver in one place, and there is one sort of longly rolled up silver sort of, not rope, and thicker than a string. And you see it sort of laid out there, and he says, "Is this the one? You need this."
Yeah, that should do. But where would I find a bell? Who has a bell? Just a little bell. Just a little ding.
Maybe a music store?
And he sort of like looks over at his counter. He goes, "Does that count?" And he sort of ding at the little
That is-
counter bell that he has.
That counts.
I mean, that is a bell. That is a bell.
That is a bell. I will take that. I want your bell. I want that. And I want a quiver of arrows, please.
I don't necessarily mind selling my bell, but what am I going to use when people come to the store?
I'll give him a gold piece.
Okay, all right. We'll be
I mean, I got your attention just saying hello.
fair. Okay, all right. Fair enough. And he sort of like turns back to the wall behind the counter, and you can see him start pulling open this like drawer unit that's there built into the wall, and there inside is a number of different types of arrows that are sort of there with the different arrow tips and different lengths and different thicknesses. He says, "Okay, well, what kind of arrows do you need, sir?"
Just basic arrows.
Oh, all right. How many?
Quiver.
Quiverful. Okay, well, that'll be another gold piece then. And he sort of like pulls out this big handful of arrows that he has stuck in this one little sort of compartment that's there, and he slams them onto the counters to keep them from sort of slipping out from his hands. And he looks over at Leon and he goes, "Well, what about you then?"
Yes. Do you have any fleece?
Fleece? No, sir, no fleece here. We're not that
Any-
kind of town.
Any feathers?
No feathers here either, unfortunately.
And how did you make the arrows?
I didn't make the arrows. I procured them from someone who makes them.
Okay. All right. Doesn't look like I need much from you. Right. Actually, I do have a question. Do you have any flasks that I could put liquid into?
Ask, yes. And he sort of like turns back around to the counter. He opens up another compartment, and there he sort of pulls out this flask that looks very crude. It's not well made. There's no holes in it, but it looks like it's sort of like fabriced out of just like 3 or 4 metal pieces that were sort of welded together. And there in the front of the flask is the picture of a man with the woman bent over in front of him, carved into the steel of this flask. And he holds it up and says, "Will this do?"
Surely you don't have anything else.
"Oh, not really in flask store, lad. We're provision store. Here. And you can have this one on the house."
Look at it. I guess I could clean this up and mend it into better shape.
Okay, all right. Anything else for you, sir?
Do you have any rations available?
Oh, I've plenty of rations, gentlemen. Plenty of rations. And he looks over at Jack and he says, "You, sir, do you need anything while I grab these rations?"
You have any crossbow bolts?
Yes. How many do you need?
How many think I need? Morris, how many think you think I need?
A quiver is probably not a bad idea. We're going into the forest.
Yeah. I mean, if he's talking about like crossbow bolts, you just get I think I want to say like basically
get a
quiver
bundle.
or like a bundle of it's like 20, I think. I want to say.
Get a bundle.
Bundle, yes.
much
We
is
can
a
make a
bundle?
bundle work. Yes, we can do that. That'll be another gold piece. And he sort of sets it
You got me,
down.
Morris?
As
Roll
for
on there.
you got money, dude. What you talking about? And yeah, and then like I mean, if they're asking about rations, like we're fine on rations. Like I can just hunt for food. I literally can feed everybody without a check.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, it's dope as fuck.
Well, I already asked, so I'm gonna grab a couple just in case we get split up.
Yeah, I still have rations too, like in my inventory. So
Yeah.
So he goes into the back and he comes back out, and there's this sort of like big sack made of what looks like some sort of like animal skin, and he sets it on the counter, and there's a little tie at the top sort of nodding it off. And when he does, he says, okay, well, that will be 1 silver piece then. So we have 1 gold piece, 2, 3, 4 gold pieces and 1 silver piece, and we'll be whole.
give him gold. Tip the man.
Grab out, give him gold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll chip in a gold piece.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't want to go to the miners' exchange and meet the lady again.
So, Leon,
Oh,
if you
yeah.
could, please roll me a perception check.
I got a nat 20.
Yeah, these prices are really high for a lot of these things. Are the tariffs in effect right now? Is that what's happening, or is this?
No, they've been
this
delayed by
seems-
30 days.
Okay. Is that business days or do weekends count?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sam and Boris and Jackal, please roll me perception checks as well.
Oh fuck! I'm about to nail this shit, dude. Oh,
I got a nat 20.
I can literally see this man's
I got a
pores,
14.
dude. I got a. What's my perception at? I got a 24 total.
Okay. So you gentlemen start going to pull out your gold. Boris has the sack of gold that came from Harbin, and you guys start rummaging around. You notice, Leon, your money's gone. And Jackal, you start reaching in, and you notice, hey, where is my money? And Boris, who's just sort of counting the money at the counter, is just sort of putting down a couple gold pieces here. And Boris, you sort of look over at Jackal and Leon, and you notice that they're kind of patting themselves. And yeah, you guys just sort of generally notice all the money that you had is gone. What do you do?
What happened to the 25 we got? And I split it with Jackal. I told him to take 13.
You have it in your hand. You have all.
Yeah,
You guys
I-
haven't physically split it yet.
Well, I gave him 13.
I'm just confused because I have no idea how that could have happened.
If you guys could,
I know how it happened. I can tell them how it happened.
yeah.
So Squibbles robbed us because we had seizures.
Squibbles
And
never got to me.
He
He never got to
Dude.
me.
What are
He
you talking
never-
about? What are you talking about? So like we go into seizure mode. We wake up hours later. We didn't kill Squibbles. He ran away. We have no money. He took our money. I'm calling it right now. Call chop.
Please roll me history checks,
Yeah.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
I will do that just to reinforce my point. I got an 18.
Leon.
I got
I said 16.
I got 11. I'm 11.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk out of the store. I'm pissed.
So you guys, it dawns on you that as you guys had woken up, this whole time you've felt lighter. You felt like you never really had this need to be looking or following your money or anything like that. The last time you had money jingling around in your pockets and your pouches or anything like that was just before you guys knocked out with Squibbles.
So
And
crazy.
there, in your minds, you can see the face of that stupid fucking idiot Squibbles just smiling at you as if he was there in front of you right now.
I'm gonna
Bleeding.
sit there and I'm gonna get so fucking pissed. You're gonna see my
He just hands on camera, fucking Squibbles, you piece of shit.
And the old man sort of like steps back for a second and goes, Are you okay?
No, they got robbed and they
This is like the angriest you guys have ever seen.
amazing. Just this is
There's like
Mm.
people like coming out of my eyes. Like fucking pissed.
Devin, your microphone's acting really weird. Could you like mute it and unmute it really quick?
I was getting really loud.
Oh, okay.
That was
Oh,
why.
that's
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
I'm literally gonna like go outside just fucking mad.
and the old man sort of looks at Boris and says, "Does he not want the rations anymore?"
I don't think he wants anything anymore.
Oh,
man.
he's really bad with money management. and inventory management for that matter. I'll just what do we owe this gentleman? We owe him like, what was it, like
4 gold,
1 silver?
and 1 silver. Yeah.
Jackal 10 gold.
Uh,
And I'm just gonna be like, and I'm just gonna look at them and just be like, squibbles, man. Like,
I'm gonna walk back into the store and just be like, would you buy anything if I was to sell it to you?
don't worry about it.
oh,
Don't worry about it.
And he says, "Well, I mean, we barter. Yes, we can do trades. We work things out with you people."
you people.
Yeah, you people. Jackal and Boris are like, what the fuck does he mean by that? I'm gonna look
Can I trade
Jackal.
you?
I'm gonna look at Jackal directly too and see if he notices.
I was like,
I have this sickle. I don't need it. Can I sell it to you for a gold piece? It is a weaponized sickle. It has great etchings within the handle and is sharpened to give you the utmost proficient true strike imaginable, whether you be defending yourself or bearing arms or cutting down wheat stalk.
Can I tell if he's bullshitting?
The old man looks at Leon, sort of confusingly looks over at Boris, and he says, "You guys want to trade or not?"
I'd be more than happy to trade this to alleviate some of the cost of these supplies.
I just give him the 5 gold and I just walk out.
yeah.
And he sort of looks down at the counter and says, "Okay, well, sir, keep your sickle. It's fine. We'll talk next time that you're here." And he sort of,
But it's sick.
"Oh." And he sort of turns around and walks to the back of the store. And Jackal follows Boris out of the front of the store, and Boris kind of just stops at the front of the door and lets out this sigh of just head nodding frustration.
Boris,
Yeah, I just do this. I just like,
I'm going to kill that clown.
And Jackal turns
well,
towards
he
Boris.
was a pirate.
He's a clown pirate. I'm
He
gonna
was a
kill him.
pirate. He was
Jack-
a shitty pirate.
Jackal,
He's
please
a
roll
fucking
me
clown.
a perception check.
Big money, no whammy.
No, roll low.
Oh, there we go. That is a 19 plus 3. That is 22. 22.
Okay. And when you're looking over towards Boris, he sort of turns back towards you, and you can just sort of see the frustration on his face. But then it dawns on you too that you're not just seeing frustration on his face. His eyes are honey gold. This sort of strange color that you haven't seen on a person before. And more importantly, the irises of his eyes are gone. There is no black, it's just gold. And you sort of look closer, wince while you're sort of looking at him. And Leon sort of walks in between the two of you, and he's sort of just huffing and puffing, like, "Oh, fucking pirate!" And he just kind of gets in between you two, and just marches off to the north side of the town. Boris and Jackal, what do you do?
I'm gonna start marching towards the north side of the town too.
I keep a mental note of it, but I walk with him. But like, I'm like not being sneaky about looking at him differently, you know? Like I'm like giving him like weird, you know, weird little things like that.
And you three approach Moonwind and Cloud, who are... Moonwind is knocked the fuck out. He is drooling from the side of his mouth. What was him sort of laying gently on this little pile of leaves is now him like sprawled out on it with one head sort of leaned into his
Christ,
bed.
call me out, motherfucker. It's almost like you know me in real life.
And Cloud, who is on the opposite tree, is just sort of sitting here with his eyes closed. And as you guys walk up, you guys see his eyes dart open and look at you guys. And Cloud sort of stands up out of his sat position. And Leon, Jackal, and Boris, you sort of come up to between the two of them. Cloud, what do you do?
I would just like to ask, did you guys get what you needed? And are we ready to get going?
Yep.
I'm gonna look at Cloud and I'm just gonna be like, squibbles.
Oh, you guys should check your pockets. Make sure you still have your money, which you probably don't.
That fucking pirate.
And Moonwind sort of like jolts out of his sleep. And like kind of licking his lips and getting himself woken up. And Moonwind, what do you do from there?
I'm just gonna go ahead and just like rub my eyes. I'm rubbing my eyes. Oh, shit. God damn it. Oh, when did you guys get here?
I'm gonna look at him and I'm just gonna say squibbles.
Wait, we never found out. I swear that was a chosen name. What about him?
Check your pockets.
And Cloud and Moonwind, you guys both start sort of patting your pockets and stuff. And Cloud, you realize, yeah, what little you did have, that's not here either anymore.
I'm gonna clench my fist. I was like, I'm going to kill that fucking pirate.
And Moonwind sort of reaches around his, and he finds this one tiny little pouch he had sort of tucked underneath his pants, delicately tied around his belt line there, hidden from where people wouldn't have normally been able to see it. And he pulls it out and he sees his 5 copper pieces are still in there.
That's it. That's it.
And
It's because you didn't look like you had any money to begin with.
That's fair.
and you all sort of sigh, look at Leon, who is just livid, just pure foaming at the fucking mouth over this whole Squibbles endowment. And you all turn and just sort of agree that, all right, it's time to go. And you march forward off into the bright summer sun of the fields north of Phandalin and make your way towards the Neverwinter Woods, which is both horrifying and intriguing all the same. But that is what we will be talking about next time we get together. Thank you, gentlemen, for being so lovely and patient for this one. And thank you guys at home for enjoying this. We love doing this, and we love doing it for you. And we're going to get on out of here now. So until next time, my friends, be good to each other.
Squibble!